Hey everybody, how are y'all doing? Today we're going to be making some potato soup, and we're going to be making healthy potato soup. I know you guys have probably heard about potatoes and how, they're full of calories, but that's okay. What happens is we make the potato very unhealthy by what we put on the potato. So as long as we use the potato wisely, the potatoes are very, very good for us. They have really high vitamin C content. They have 70% of the daily value of our vitamin C is in a medium-sized potato, as well as about 35% of our B6 daily value and 26% of our potassium daily value is in a potato. So what we do to make the potatoes so unhealthy is we fry them, which ups the calorie from about 93 calories to 319 calories in a fried potato. If you cut this one up and you fried it, it'd be 319 calories. And it ups a fat content of 0 up to 17. And then also we do this too with baked potatoes, because we take a baked potato and we put butter, sour cream, and cheese on it, and that brings the fat content of this potato up to 7 versus 0, and 3.5% of that is saturated fat. So anyway, we're going to make a healthy potato soup that tastes really wonderful. It tastes fantastic, but it doesn't have all the added, dairy and cheese in it that really makes a loaded baked potato soup, even though it tastes really good, very, very unhealthy for you. So, but you will love this one, I promise. So let's get started. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to cut up our potatoes, and I've already done that here. But if you have a small potato, you don't necessarily have to cut them up. You can just boil them without cutting them. And if you do this, it will hold in a lot more of the vitamin content that we talked about. But to save time for me tonight, because I want this to be easy, quick potato soup, I went ahead and cut up my potatoes. So you could do it either way, but just remember that you have more of the vitamin content in the potato if you leave the peel on and you leave it on all the way versus just partially. But there is, still going to be a lot of vitamin content left in these, but just not as much as you would get if you did them whole. In this pan right here, I'm going to put in a little bit of olive oil. About like so. And I'm going to add in some onion, and I'm going to chop up some carrots, and I'm going to saute those in this pan. So I've gone ahead and I've taken the liberty of chopping up my carrots here, but I wanted to show you the whole carrot. Again, I did not take off the peel. I just went ahead and chopped them up with the peel on, and to keep the vitamins in. And the high vitamin content of carrots is beta carotene. Beta carotene converts into vitamin A. And so a carrot, a half a cup of carrots contain like 73% of our daily value that we need of vitamin A. And vitamin A is so wonderful because it protects us from night blindness. So if you're suffering from night blindness, you need more vitamin A. We're going to chop up this yellow onion. And this yellow onion is full of vitamin C. It's full of potassium and B vitamins as well, which is kind of strange that an onion would have all that, but it does. And onions are really good for heart health. It's been studied a lot, in fact. So you should look that up. It's really amazing. But one thing I will say about an onion is, how they have an odor. So you want to cut them up on a cutting board that can be washed off. So I changed my cutting board out. I didn't use my wooden one because I don't want that smell to get stuck in my wooden cutting board. So now I'm sauteing up my carrots. So I've just put in all my carrots, and now I'm going to add my onion. So we're going to bring the onion over here and add it in as well. Cut those all up. I'm going to sprinkle those in. And then we will add in some spices to this as well. We'll add in some garlic to this to give it a nice flavor. So I'm adding in the garlic all around here. And then I'm just going to saute it with my spatula and let it cook for a little while until those carrots get really tender and the onions just start to flavor the carrots, and they will kind of caramelize a little bit in there. It'll be delicious in our potato soup. And we've got our potatoes over here. They're boiling, getting done. Won't be long before they're done. And then what I'm going to use for my soup base is, I mean, you can do this yourself. You can make your own soup base, or you can get one. I get this one at, in fact, they have it at Kroger is where I think I got it. But you can get it at any grocery store nowadays. But it's an all-natural soup base. It's got water, potatoes, onions, leeks, tapioca starch, flour, canola oil, safflower oil, garlic, natural flavors, onion powder, and spices. And so it's organic. You can find different soup bases out there, but you can make your own. I mean, you can literally use that ingredient right there and make your own. My mother-in-law always made her own, and she used the water from the potatoes. And I used to get in trouble if I poured that water out because she used that as her base. And it makes a really nice base, actually. You know, you can just add some nutritional yeast, which we'll add anyway in there just for extra flavor. And you can add Mrs. Dash in there to flavor it up. So either way you want to do it, but this soup base here by Imagine, it makes a really good soup base. So that's what we're going to use. You can see how these carrots and onions are cooking right up. We're going to add a little bit of pepper on here too, and also some salt. And we will add some salt and pepper into our soup base once we get it all, the potatoes drained and put into the soup base. So we're still just mixing these around. They're almost done. Our potatoes are already done. I've already turned those off. And I'm going to drain those in a few minutes. And I will keep just a little bit of that potato water to add in with the soup base. And also we're going to add a little bit of chicken broth to our potato soup. Just gives it an extra kick. I think that you will really like that if you try it. You don't have to use it, but I just think it gives it even more of a good flavor. Plus it adds more vitamins in there. And I would suggest using an organic chicken broth so that it's not quite so salty, okay? And you only need about 3/4 of a cup. All right, those are about done. Okay, so you can see here that I've drained my potatoes, and I'm going to go ahead and add in the 3/4 of a cup of chicken broth. And then I'm also going to add in my potato leek soup base. And I just squeezed the whole thing on that. It's hard for me to do this with one hand because I'm trying to video this. But I think it'll all come out there. Yes. Okay. And then I'm also going to add in that little bit of potato water that I told you about. I poured some of it into a pan. So there's more vitamins in that, which is amazing. And then I'm going to stir this all around. So you have a nice potato soup base here. Ooh, it looks great, doesn't it? And then we're going to add in all of our spices. And so I'm adding in some nutritional yeast. And the nutritional yeast, what that does is, oh, my puppy dogs are whining. Sorry. Let's see, I'm trying to get this nutritional yeast open. Okay. Adding that in. You know, I talk a lot about nutritional yeast, and I put quite a bit of it in here because it is used as a thickener. It'll thicken up that soup, and it's very, very healthy for you. I use Bragg nutritional yeast, and it's good to add to soups, dips, spreads, cereals, popcorn, juices, and smoothies. It just gives it like a cheese-like savory flavor, and so it's wonderful. And then the other thing that I'm going to do here is I'm going to add in some Mrs. Dash table blend. for some extra spices. So I'm going to add that all in there, quite a bit of it. I'm going to stir that around in my potatoes. And then I'll add a little bit of garlic. I'm sure there was some garlic in the table blend, but we're going to add some more. And we're going to add in some salt and pepper, of course. So let me get that, and we'll add that in. Add that pepper in there. And we'll add our salt in there. And then we'll stir that around. Okay, and then I'm going to get the fire going. I'll do it on about medium. We'll let that start to boil again. And while that's boiling, we're going to add in our carrots and our onions to this. So we'll just bring those over from the other pan and we'll slide those right in there. And you'll see how good and charred they got, which is wonderful. And I even went ahead and poured the little bit of olive oil that was in there with them, just a little bit of it in there, just to give it some flavor. So you see we're getting a lot of color to our soup. And so we have lots of color, lots of vitamins, and it's just going to be delicious when it's all finished. So let's let that cook there for a few minutes, and then I'll let you know how it tastes when we're done. So while our potato soup is cooking up here in the last few minutes, I was going to tell you a little bit about that nutritional yeast. What makes it so nutritious is it's got a lot of B vitamins in it, and I get the fortified kind, and that has all the vitamins in it. And it's got all 9 essential amino acids in it, which makes it a really good source of protein for vegans. If any of you are vegetarians, nutritional yeast is excellent for you, or even if you're not, it is, because it's very flavorful. And so it has, in a tablespoon of it, it's got like 2 grams of protein in it. So that's wonderful. And then it also has, what else did I say? B vitamins too. So there you go. That's why I like to use nutritional yeast. So we've got this done. I think this is ready for serving. So I'm going to get me a little bowl of it. Oh my goodness, this looks so good. I put it in my bowl here and got me some crackers. So now I'm going to get me a little bite. Oh my gosh, that is so good. I am so glad that you guys got to come today and learn about potato soup. So you guys need to make some so we can eat this together, okay? I also wanted to tell you about my class that's starting up. Can y'all hear my dogs? They're driving me crazy. All 3 of them are running around here like crazy. Okay, sorry. Right here at the end. Anyway, my class starts on July the 27th. It's called Intentional Eating, and it's all about eating mindfully. You know, a lot of times we sit in front of the TV, we eat and eat and eat, and we don't realize it, but we've gone through a whole bag of chips or whatever it is. This class teaches you not to do that, how not to do that, how to be mindful about everything in your life, not just about food. But so if you come and learn about how to be mindful with your food, then you'll also learn how to focus in on many different aspects of your life. So I hope that you can make it. I've got some brand new material. So even if you've been through the class before, you might want to come again. It's going to be quite a bit different this time. And I promise during the class that, well, I can't promise you that. Sometimes my dogs do make an appearance during my class too. So anyway, it's fun regardless. So thanks for being a part of the video today, and I hope you enjoyed it. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful week. Take care. Bye-bye.